we go. What's up, blue chips? Sorry, I was running all kinds of late today. Let's see what we got here. Sorry. If any of you took my test the other day, I just realized this one's going to be a good one. Don't do it for the income. Do it for the outcome. Let's get to it. That couldn't be more true, huh? If you're only here for the income, like only for the income, it's going to be tough to make it. I'm going to tell you that right now. You gotta actually enjoy it, just like any other job. So, Lyft apparently seems to be what everyone's talking about this morning. What's up, Thomas? What is up, Joe? What's up, marketing? I'm not really interested in Lyft myself. Pretty sure this thing has a lower float anyway. Kind of, sorta. Nope, 199. For some reason, am I thinking of Uber? One of these guys have a lower float. Let's see. Take a look at. Sorry. So we got about 2 minutes to the bell. Looking at the Gapper list real quick. Let's see. We'll go up to the scanners. I don't really see anything until we get down to LTHM, which isn't really a big gap. Let's take a look at it though. LTHM. We have shares there. The range isn't that great. We'll draw a line here on the daily. It's a 1150 area. So we need to make a move. We're just going to use the scanners this morning and see what it gives us. But as of right now, I don't really see anything. Speaking of the scanners and a little bit of ISW news. ISW, we are just now releasing a forum. So if you do get with ISW and you are part of ISW and you have any package of, ow, son of a, that hurt. Sorry if that was loud. But if you have Elite, Platinum, if you're part of the team, no matter what, you will have access to the forum. It's not released yet. We're still kind of messing around, getting everything set up. But it's going to be a great resource because if you have any of the, again, if you have the scanners in general, you're going to have access to this forum where you can ask literally anything. There's going to be tons of resources on there, how to use the scanners, different strategies. It's almost going to be like signing up for a course where you can actually ask the course questions because everyone from the team is going to be able to answer your questions. So it's pretty cool. All you need is the Elite package. But if you want more from the scanners, you can upgrade all that good stuff. But the forums are going to be a thing. It's coming pretty soon. And just wanted to let you guys know. The other thing, with my scanners, if you look, there is now a beta version that was made just for me pretty much that has a float filter. So in order to get the float filter, you will have to have the Platinum scanners or higher. That will not come with the Elite scan, the Elite package for the scanners. So, all right, we got 3 seconds. We can talk about that later. I just wanted to let you guys know about that. And there we go. There's the bell. Good luck to everybody today. And let's see what happens. And again, hopefully the scanners work because I don't know if they do or not. I'm the guinea pig, so we're kind of just waiting. But the idea is that we can wait for things to pop up that are only the floats that we're looking for. So, like I see some things popping up on the tracker, so I can start taking a look at some of these just to see. I do have, okay, I still have it on minimum of 10 as far as the I3 goes. Let's see, ALNA. I'm gonna start checking the floats of some of these on the tracker to see what the floats are. So 12 mil there. So that so far it's working. DT, I know DTSS is lower. That one's 6 mil. HOTH is 4 mil. XERS, I don't see that one up there. See, JKS. And the reason that I can tell if it did get to 20 or not is because it would pop up on the tracker. So as of right now, nothing has popped up on the tracker besides those 4 that I already checked. XERS is the one I didn't check, but yeah, 22 mil. So far it's working, and there hasn't been anything that's popped up on the scanner that is something that we would play. So we're good as of right now. Just apparently a slow open. The whole point of this, guys, is for me, I can now not have to watch all these low floaters all morning and get distracted by them and all that good stuff. So CASA just popped up on the tracker, not the scanner. See what the float is on that one. 28 mil, so okay, perfect there. LSCC, I believe that's, I'm pretty positive that's a low float. I think we've played that one before, or seen that one before. Actually, it's not. Okay, so that did not pop up. All right. So let's take the float filter off for a sec. Maybe let's actually just lower it to 10. All right, so we're not actually getting anything here. Let's just take it off completely. See if it reloads itself here. So LSCC is one that we should have seen. The float on this one is 132 mil. So there's no reason that we shouldn't have seen that one. But okay, let's stop worrying about it and see if we can trade it here. 2150 is a key spot there. Kind of a spread here, 10 cents. See if we can't get that pop up towards that 2159 area. The spread is kind of crazy, 20 cents. There we go. All right, we're gonna start this. So we were kind of risking off this area, but now since we're right at it, I feel comfortable kind of using the same shares because if we get that pullback, all right, hold on one sec. What did we get? We got 2160. Dang, look at that drop immediately. The spread on this is crazy. Not a huge fan of the spread here. That was like a 40-cent spread. So the net, honestly, might be in a little bit of a pickle here if it wants to like super run. Because, oh, no, there it goes again. This thing is crazy. We're going to put an order out at 2111 just in case it wants to get down there, like for some silly reason. This thing is whippy because of the spread. We'll be looking for an ad up through 22 somewhere. And this thing is spready. It was not this spready when we got in, but it's kind of getting a little crazy here. It's kind of hard to even get any kind of ad if I wanted to. There we go. It's coming down a little bit as far as the spread. Like part of me doesn't even want to add to this just because of that. Like I don't want to be involved in something that can just whipsaw and have a 40-cent spread like that. That's a little scary. Might just be happy if we can get the drop down there towards 21, even with just the starter size. Sometimes, guys, once you get, again, like if you have a great starting hand in poker, I always use poker as an analogy, and you see the flop, that could completely change your hand, right? So we paid the ante, you know, we got in, we saw the flop, and now we're seeing all kinds of crazy stuff on the flop. So it doesn't mean we have to continue to add money to the pot. And it also doesn't mean that we still have a bad hand, right? We just have to possibly try to get to showdown without adding any additional risk, right? That's kind of where I'm at right now. So if we can get that drop down to 2111 real quick, then I'm happy. We checked it down and we won the minimum per se. So here it comes. It's coming down. And And there we go. And we got filled. So I'm going to be pretty happy to make 1225 on 25 shares. I am not going to complain about that. The way that was whipsawing, and what did we do? We found that key area right there on the daily, and that's what we used. The only thing I could have did different was possibly scale in with a little bit bigger size, but I'm not going to be complaining about that one at all. What is the float on LTHM? I see that up on the tracker. 144. Okay, so let's pull that up, LTHM, because we're now done with the other one. See if we can find anything here on the daily. We're actually at a pretty key area right here at 11. Or no, we drew 11.59, so that's the one. So about 50 cents. So this will be about the same. Let's see if we can't get this to pop up through high of day. I like the extension here. Just not a fan, because I've gotten caught in these before where I pull the chart up after the fact and see how it's already had its pullback down through 11, and now it's back up over 11. It's usually a sign that it wants to continue higher. So we're not going to jump back into that. That's actually what happened with LYV. I pulled it up and it already had a little bit of a pullback, and I jumped in, and then it ripped on me. So, and this is the fun part of being the guinea pig for stuff, right? Sometimes it could have been awesome. It could have worked out great with the float filter, but in this case, it's not working at all. So it kind of sucks. So it looks like we're not getting that pop that we wanted from LTHM. Yeah, that's a good point. Let me try logging out and logging back in. Yes. Give me 1 sec, guys. See if that helps. Dang, LTHM would have been nice. I didn't want to jump in on that. I almost thought about using the other button there. It's still got nothing popping up. Open the filter dialog again. They looked empty or blank. Well, it's because I changed them to blank so that anything would come through. Nothing's coming through. The only other thing I have changed is this. Everything else is default. I'm literally getting nothing. You have to put something in there? Let's just try putting one. Min price, min volume. There we go. You'd think if you didn't put it's a filter though, so if you didn't put anything in, it should just show everything. And I just pulled up PCG. I didn't even see this because obviously I can't. But yeah, it was up there on the tracker. Dang, look at that thing. I'd be scared to go long on PCG on a big drop like that anyway, just because because of how news driven they are. Oh, so you're saying I need to put... I gotcha. Let's or we'll leave that at 0 just to see if something comes up. Still nothing. I got min price, min float, max float. I'm still seeing nada. Brian's watching the stream, guys, so that's I'm talking to him basically. Just easier than trying to type in the chat. Yeah, every time, I mean, there's something in everything now. I mean, I could put a min in here, but I don't think, I mean, you obviously don't need that. Oh. Oh, fuck. Shit. Hold on, now I gotta open that back up. Alright, there we go. OMG. Alright, let's see. I don't know if that's gonna look right on the stream, but apparently at least now we have something. So let's see, 10, 1, let's change it to 40. See if that works. So at least we got something on there, but now it seems like it's frozen. Everyone's blaming me that I broke the scanners. I guess maybe I did, kind of, by asking Brian to... I don't think Brian usually watches the stream, but I think he was today just to see if this worked. I'm assuming Brian is about to restart the scanner, so if you guys are using them, just bear with us for a sec. It might have been my fault trying to get all this to work. It's for the better good. Still caught at least one move there, so I'm happy about that. I don't have a cut to we're having technical difficulties. I don't have that slide set up there, Vic, so it's all good. Everyone's gonna be just fine. It's part of the process. Hey, I blamed myself. I'm the one that wanted this float filter, and I wanted it quicker than, you know, there wasn't the back testing allowed to make sure that it all worked and stuff like that. So I'll take the blame. I'll take the blame on this one. Yeah, since we're sitting here, we'll go back to LSCC real quick. And again, I told you the reason that we didn't add to this position, but the reason that we got out where we did was because we had that previous resistance here twice, right? We have this one here, and then we had it in the pre-market here. So I was thinking with VWAP coming up and it being the whole $1.21, it was going to attempt, which it did. It did pop back up to 21.20. We took our fill and we ran, especially because we only had our starter position. So we ended up with almost 50 cents on 25 shares. So I'm not going to complain about that. But once we jumped in, we had that crazy spread. It was like a 40-cent spread. I mean, if this wanted to run up through 22, we were obviously going to, you know, play it and we were going to add to it and all that good stuff. But because it didn't, it wasn't really giving us an option to add because up near the highs, but the bid was 30 cents down below. And the first time it came back up was when it was around 50. So I just didn't feel comfortable adding to the position at that point. And because if you add there and then it decides to rip up to 22, the next possible resistance was up there at 24.31. So I wasn't about to keep playing it if it wanted to, decide to rip high a day again. It wouldn't. It just didn't make any sense. Like I said, when you start, looks like the scanners moved. I don't know if they're moving, but it looks like they moved. So, like I said, the poker analogy, if you start the hand with pocket aces, right, you're obviously going to play the hand. But then the flop comes, say, king, queen, jack, or we'll say, we'll say 10 jack, queen, all of one suit that is neither of your aces. Like you don't have that suit. Say it's all hearts and you have the two red, you have the spades and the clubs. So at that point, you're like, that's not a great flop, right? Lots of straights, anybody that could have, queens, jacks, or tens, they're now beating you. Like there's tons of hands that could possibly be beating you now. So dang, look at that drop though. You obviously can never expect this, is obviously in hindsight, but so again, but as the hand moves on, you got to play it accordingly, right? If it becomes like, if it would have jetted up through 22 and we would have played it, that would have been perfect, right? We would have been looking for it to come back down through that key area. So we would have liked the flop and we would have continued to play the hand. But in this case, we jumped in and the spread was just crazy. So it wasn't a great flop. It was kind of hanging out in this area, so the turn wasn't that good. And when the river came, apparently we won. So, okay, here we go. Scanners seem to be back up. HCSG. Take a look at this one. So this actually already went through a pretty key area. Next resistance area isn't until 3150 area. See if we can't get a pop-up through 3050. Alrighty, I like it. What's my min here? 40. So it looks like that part might not be working because I'm still seeing some that are under 40. But neither here nor there. I don't see any like low floaters on there, which is good. Oh, and then I spoke too soon. So if we wanted to jump into this now, it's $1.50. So we'd have to split 30. That'd be what, 7, 8, and then 15. Rather try to get this up towards 30-50, honestly. Spread's not that great anyways. Now keep in mind, guys, I mean, my share size might be small, but I'm only risking $50 every trade. And I'm not risking, 500. So when we do eventually get to that point, my share size will obviously, like in this point, it would, if I was going from 50 to 500, this would be 300, and I'd be splitting 300 shares. I wouldn't be splitting just 30 if I were to get in now. But I wanted to pop up there towards 30-50 because then we could get some more share size. But it seems to be just kind of hanging out here. So hopefully the scanner should be fine now, guys. Just my part of the float filter doesn't seem to be working. I mean, I don't know. Oh yeah, it definitely isn't because TROV and now DTSS popped up in there. Let's see if we do. Let me make sure this is still load. And we have this one set to 25. So if we were to hit this one now, 35, we'd be risking off high of day. was this key area here? 29.34. Look at this. This thing is super spready too. I just opened that for Brian real quick. I have something in everything. Got min price 1, max price 160, min float 40, and then max float. I just maxed it with 9s. Hopefully that was long enough for you. PCG is just going right back up. That thing is crazy. Look at that thing. Huge drop, and then it's just going right back to where it came from. I see. So you're doing like the actual, okay. I guess that would make sense. I'm an idiot. So 40 million. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That would make more sense. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 9s. There we go. Look at that. And there it goes through high of day. So we're going to keep our eye on this if it wants to get up through 30.50. Kid is currently ripping a styrofoam bowl apart. Mr. Gifford took CRWD. Took it 200 shares short. Doesn't look to be bouncing. That thing's at low a day. Nice play there. So the minus I3 scan seems to be working. The only thing up there has plus 10 on, or well, minus 10 in this case on the I3, and the float is over 40 mil. Like it. And there we go, LPI popping up. All right, looks like we're working now. So a little bit of an error on my side. I didn't cause it to freeze, I will say that. But it might have been something to do. Who knows what it is? Because Brian was saying he didn't have any errors on his side, so it might have just been a glitch. All right. So we got the bugs worked out this morning. Holy crap, look at LSCC. This thing just said, I'm going back to where I was yesterday. I don't care what you guys think. Interesting. What's wrong, bud? Alrighty. Appears we got everything worked out now. If you guys are here, feel free. Hit that like and subscribe. Appreciate the support. Let me move that over so it doesn't keep covering my face. You guys are awesome. Appreciate you hanging in there with me this morning. Did get one trade there on LSCC. Volume is not very high here on HCSG now that I'm sitting here watching it. Apple. Apple. There's Brian. Brian says hello. Hold on one sec, bud. Daddy might be looking to get into a trade here. Just the spread is killer. It's still a 20-cent spread. All right, be right back. I am loving this already. It's so quiet. I love it. Only thing. Oh, Brian, I am in love with you right now. Like, seriously, I could give you a big kiss on the lips. Maybe one day when we finally take that cruise, you know, that cruise brochure that we keep looking at, maybe I'll buy you they have a drink called the Frozen Kiss on the Lips. So I don't actually have to kiss you on the lips. I can just give you a kiss on the lips, if that makes sense. But yeah, for me, guys, this is amazing to only see the plays pop up that I can actually play and want to play. It's amazing. Because that's the other thing too, is not everyone has shares, especially someone like me at CMEG. Low float shorts are not easy to come by. You would pretty much have to, you know, locate all of them if you wanted them. So I can't short those. So to have to hear them in my ear all day because the scanner's setting them off, which is a good thing if you're playing the low floats. But I personally don't like to play them. So having the ability to filter that out is just absolutely amazing. And now when it is released, you'll know not to make the same mistake I did. For some silly reason, I assumed that I could just put 40 and think it was 40 mil. But obviously, if there's something even less than 1 mil, that wouldn't make any sense. So, yeah, that was definitely on me. That was me being an idiot. Yeah, we're definitely not going to play HCSG now. The volume on this is just way too low, and it's definitely just kind of stair-stepping its way up. So we're going to stay away from that one. We're just going to wait to see if there's anything else. It's about 10 o'clock now. The first half hour is gone. So we're just kind of sitting here waiting. See if anything pops up for us. If not, then hey, I'm happy that we got LSCC even going through the problems that we had. That thing was crazy. The spread on that was just absolutely nuts. For a $20 stock to have about 40 cent spread at times, that was a little crazy. This just, oh, I love it. I love it. Let's I guess as the morning's going on, we could almost lower this down just to kind of keep our eyes on some things. We'll just lower it to 20 to see if anything's there. As of right now, I don't see anything anyways. As usual, Brian decided to make me look silly on something like LSCC. We may have top ticked it, but his patience is just something out of this world. He played Shopify too, absolutely killed it. Show you guys the charts real quick. Shopify up top, pretty much top ticked it, scaled out all the way down there, just absolutely nuts. And then there's LSCC. He got in a little early, it looks like, but then he nailed the top with an ad and then just scaled out all the way down there through 2050. Just, dude's a beast. Who we got giving us the sub this morning? John Peleas. Crap, I probably screwed that up. I'm sorry. I noticed the A was before the E after I said it. Is it Peleas, if I had to guess? Appreciate the sub, by the way, man. I don't really have anything special to say when people sub. All I can say is thank you. If you have any questions, feel free to jump in and ask them. It's kind of what I'm here for. I'm not here to sell you anything specifically. I am affiliated with CMEG. I am affiliated with ISW. So if you have questions about those, I will have answers. But I'm not here to shove them down your throat. It's just not my style. But I have absolutely no problem talking about them because there's a reason I'm affiliated with them, because I feel that they are useful tools. So that's why I educate myself on them. And yeah, that's that. HCSG deciding to try to come back down. It's kind of an overall grinder, so I'm not really worried about it. I wish they allowed you to just click emojis without having to go back into the charts. That would be so much better. Like you have to, if I wanted to use these same 3 emojis over and over again, and they don't ever, it says frequently used, and they never come up under my frequently used either. It's kind of annoying. There goes HCSG, you crapper. Cool thing too is if I really want to look at low floaters that are popping up on the scanners too, I can always look up at the tracker because they do still pop up there. I'm just looking at ones that I may have missed. So yeah, this one was to the upside. Devin said he's in ADVM. Wonder if he's long or short. I'm gonna ask him. Sexuality is all I'll ever need. Prince. R.I.P. TNDM was actually a pretty nice one. Apple? Looks like he was, what? ADVM. So he was short up here. It's so hard to read Devin's charts. They're like this. They're like this, but like over like a bigger period. But it's like I don't know how he reads those candles. You don't need more apple? Where are your pretzels? You want some more pretzels? Pretzel? Microphone? You want to say a hi? I see you say up. You say hi. What you see? Oh, you want some paper? You want to draw? Oh, you close it. You push the paper in so it doesn't. What's that? No, we're not pressing buttons. Oh, you want me to print one out? Do you want me to print Peppa Pig out? Peppa? Is Peppa up there? Oh, Peppa is on. Say Peppa wasn't on a little bit earlier. Up? Alright, come on. Yeah, wee! Say, I'll call you LSCC. You went up and then you went down. Wee! Wee! You're so silly. Wee! No. Ow, 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 that's my beard. Ow, 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 ow. Yeah. You trying to wee yourself? Wee. He looks so much better with long hair. I just cut his hair myself on Sunday, and I can't wait for it to grow back out. What's wrong? Here, let me get you some more apples and pretzels. See you, Mr. Gifford. Have a good day. Good play there on CRWD earlier. See how Scott did here. Looks like he stopped out, turned it into a short, maybe made some back. Interesting one there on PCG. Looks kind of break even. TBPH looks like a winner. Nice. He said he's 3 for 4, 0.25 quota. Good job there, Scott. Ty said 3 for 3. Attaboy Ty. Constantine is 1 for 1. And we are 1 for 1 as well. Devin also having a good day. He said, this is just from the Discord. Best day in a while, way above goal now. Nice. If anybody's interested in joining the Discord, I'll put it in the chat. Actually, I've never loaded up the chat bot. Hey, look at that. That works again. Nice. My Cortana didn't work for a while, but now it randomly started working again. Oh, we did have I did update last night. Maybe that was an issue they were having. I don't know. Give me 1 sec. I will load up. There we go. Let's try that again. You're going to follow me on Twitter as well. Post that. Hopefully those go through. Yep, there they come. See Brian posting all his other charts here. Let's take a look. TMUS looks like a winner there. DTSS absolutely nailed the top. Scaled out all the way to, man, he is just a beast. HCSG, he wasn't scared. Ended up killing that one. JKS looks like that was a loser. Short, short, short cover. They happen, guys. It's all about cutting them when you know they're losers. I think that was his only loss today. See David asking me a question here on Discord. Give me 1 sec. Just listening for something to go off anyway. Think about Stockton. Alrighty. I didn't even notice that. Brian said, let me go back up to the chart. Dang. Okay, so Brian said on this DTS trade, as you can see, he says, DTSS was my best trade, was long out of the gate, nailed the top into a short, and money on the way. So if we look at the chart here, this first candle was a long, or maybe, I don't know where it opened. We can take a look at it. But then when he got up top, he sold everything and went short. And then I guess I don't know where he ended up. I don't know which one of these candles are buy and sell, but no matter what, as long as the sells are up top and the buys are down the bottom, it looks good. So to know that there was 2 trades in there, that's even more impressive. So there's really nothing else popping up anyway, even with lower floats. I'm actually going to change this back. It's not going to matter actually because I have to restart everything to make sure everything's in the correct place. If you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to chime in. Nothing else really going on right now. If you guys want to ask just about anything, feel free. If you guys are trading anything, let me know what you're trading. It's always fun to know. I'm not one of them streamers, YouTubers, whatever you want to call them, that is just here for fame and popularity and for you guys to like me. I'm here to engage as a community. So for me to kind of sit here and have nothing to talk about, it's because I want to talk to you. I don't want to sit here and just try to preach something to you, because by no means am I a professional at this. I'm just trying to learn and find my way, just like everybody else. Did you short or long LSCC? I went short. Jeff said nothing on the regular scanners either. Yeah, I'm noticing that. TRVG just popped up. It's red on the day, though. Let's see what it looks like. It's on SSR. It is making a decent move considering the range, but that's not something we'd be interested in. Thomas said he's watching BILI. This thing is at all-time highs. I remember looking at this yesterday. I'm just a squirrel trying to get a nut. Every squirrel finds a nut, man. Even a blind squirrel finds a nut, I think is the actual saying. Yes, Camden. What? What you see? Car? This? You want it down over there? You're more than welcome to have this. There you go. I know you're just going to dump it, which is fine. And we got rid of a big table that we had back there yesterday. So we put all the pieces from it that we wanted them to continue to play with. It's like the train and the train track and stuff like that in a bin. So that's what he was pointing at, that he wanted to play with it. It's funny because when it was on the big table, he didn't want nothing to do with it. I love this. I'm so used to like looking up at the scanners to try to like see what's going just because everything's kind of mixed in, but now knowing that all I have to do is just listen. If I hear something, I know it's something that I'm going to want to play. So I'm so excited for that. It makes such a difference. For anybody that wasn't here earlier, just so you know, if you are part of ISW, if you have any package of the scanners, the Elite, Platinum, or if you're part of the team, we are working on there is a forum set up here. I can give you guys a little sneak peek. So we're working on a forum where it's going to be available to anyone that has the Intensity Stockwatch scanners. So there's going to be, sub forums, getting started with ISW, trading Q&A, risk management, trading setups, just any kind of other resources. If you have like a really good trade, you can brag about it. If you have a really bad trade, you could put it under lessons learned, just your trading strategies. And if you're into backtesting data, there's going to be a spot for that too. So the whole point of this is if you are involved with ISW, it's almost like having an active course where everyone in the community, including everyone that's on Team ISW, including Brian, GDT, Kevin Avery, all the guys that we all know and love, will be there to answer any questions that you have. Just create a conversation, engage together, and it's just an amazing resource that's going to be available to everybody that has the ISW scanner. So keep that in mind. If there was something that was kind of keeping you from jumping in to get the ISW scanners, even just the starter elite package, which gives you the i3 scans, which is really what you need. This is such an invaluable resource, and it's just going to be included with the membership. So I'm not trying to sell you. Again, I just get super excited about cool things that happen with the tools that I use. So I thought that I should let you guys know that is there now as a resource. And then the other thing is you saw me using today was the float filter. That is not available to everyone just yet. We're still in beta testing it out. CLNE. Take a look at the daily here. So it's not available to everybody just yet, but we are just making sure that it works. And once we find out that everything is working properly, we're going to go ahead and look to release that. But that will, if you do get the Elite package, it won't be available. The Elite package doesn't include the float or the float filter. You would have to have the Platinum package to get access to that. So that is one thing that you would have to upgrade for, which from a business aspect, you can understand why. It's a pretty valuable tool to have. So as a business, if you have something better to offer for a specific thing. Oh, I have it set to 20 mil. That's right. I was about to say, it's not working, but it is. But if I do have a sales pitch, that was it. That's all I got for you guys. I'm just more excited to talk about it more so than try to sell you. Anybody that knows me by now knows that I don't try to sell you anything. I just when I get super excited about something, it probably sounds like I'm trying to sell you, but I'm not. I just get that excited to talk about it. We're watching CLNE here. We drew a line on the daily. It's right at $3, and then above that, the next resistance is around 350. The range on this is not very good. If this wanted to make a move on this same move, like if it wanted to move up towards like 275, 280 on some decent volume, maybe like a volume bar like this one up here, might be something we're interested in. I could split this into, it would be 200 shares total from 275 to that $3 mark. So we could 112 into it using 50 shares to start. So it'd be 50, 50, 100. RRD. Yeah, CLNE does need some volume. Taking a look at the daily here on RLND. I'm still full screen so you guys can see this, but you can't see my daily on this one. That's okay. 316. Looks like it could be a decent area. It was used as support earlier on the daily. Not too much. I mean, maybe resistance over here. It's right at the 200 as well. The range on this isn't that great, so we'd want to see this go through. We'd want to see the 350 area is what we'd be risking off of, but we want to see a pop through 3. CLNE definitely needs to get some volume here. We're gonna go back to this. But that's what I love. Like, yeah, the range and whatnot is not that great on these two, CLNE and RRD. But we know with it being the float that we want, that's one less thing that we have to worry about, right? We don't have to. That's one of our rules before we would get into any trade. Our rules we have, I'm just reading this off a sticky note. So it's to look left, which is talking about the daily. You can see I have daily written in parentheses there. Check the float. And then check the range from previous days. That one, not so much anymore because we're risking off of certain areas off the daily. So looking left on the daily is really the only thing that we have to do when we pop it up. And then we're just looking, and the other thing that we have to do is just figure out how many cents it is or dollars to that resistance point on the daily to risk off of, right? Because we already know the float is where we want it. And so that's one less thing that we have to worry about. It's such a valuable tool to know that we don't even have to worry about the float anymore because we already know that it's factored into the scanners. It's just an amazing thing to me. RRD literally has not moved. It's just sitting there. Got that little bit of a pop and is literally just sitting there. Sorry, catching up on some stuff. Dang, LK with a big move to the downside. Never hit the scanner, but is a little bit higher priced. That would have been a good scoop right there. It's actually had a pretty definitive level here as well at 33.50. That was a pretty far away. Probably would have had to use the 2 button. You break 25 up, that's pretty tough. What is that, like 8? That is one of the only things. It's like with these bigger movers, if you get too far away on the daily to that next spot, it's tough. So like in this case, with such a big move, it might be beneficial to take this and double it, and then 112, because the odds of it really making the move all the way down there is not that great, especially on such a big move. But you can never assume. You know what they say about people who assume. It's so funny how you can go to bed. I've been intermittent fasting, for anybody that doesn't know, also on keto. I'm actually down 9 pounds as of this morning, by the way. Yay me. I was just I was so hungry going to bed last night, and I woke up this morning, and I don't eat until around 11:30, 12 o'clock. It's when I stop my fast, and it's so funny how you can go to bed so hungry and then wake up, and like even right now I'm not really that hungry. Like I can feel myself getting hungry. That's what made me think about it. But it's just crazy that literally 10 and a half, 11 hours later, I'm not as hungry as I was then. It's crazy. In Education of a Speculator, Victor Niederhofer would consult a hobo friend on how many freight train deliveries were coming in to gauge buying pressure or lack thereof. It's interesting. Hey, use your resources, right? That's what I just got out of that. MCSG. What happened there? That doesn't even come up for me. Oh, HCSG is what he meant. The only reason I'm keeping CLNE up here is because there's nothing else to look at right now. And I just like looking at stocks that get overextended like this just to see if they follow. Even though the range is crap on this, it's always nice to just watch them and see if they still follow the general principles, right? Again, anyone that's new, you're going to see the same things over and over and over again. So it's nice sometimes to just watch a chart, even if you're not going to trade it when nothing else is happening, because you'll see that you get a move up, comes back down, tries to touch VWAP, and get a move back up, and see how it's extending itself even further this time. So the odds are you're looking for this to come down and try to meet VWAP somewhere, probably around this 260 area. I am doing I don't really drink much anyway, which is a huge problem for me. I get very dehydrated at times because I cramp up a lot because of it, because I don't drink any water. So it's probably more of a dry fast, and I have to force myself to drink liquid. I don't know. I'm just not a big liquid. But yes, I am doing a 16-hour fast. I do 16 off, 18 on, or 8, 16 off, 8 on. I usually try to go from 12 to 8, but lately it's been like 11:30 to 7:30 just because I usually end the stream and then I just go make lunch for me and the kid. Constantine with a bottom tick on LK. Beautiful. Let's just show you guys real quick. Look at that beautiful ass trade there. I mean, that is literally a bottom tick. Love it. Absolutely love that. EOAS is one of my top trading tombs. What is that? Is that that's Education of Speculator. It's one of the and you're saying book. Vincenzo is a man of words. I will give him that. He keeps me on my toes. I will. That is for sure. Vincenzo keeps me on my toes. So all of you lovers out there, what are you guys doing for Valentine's Day? No plain water for me. I use MIO or Licanto liquid monk fruit extract sweetener. That is a mouthful. MIO I've had before. That's the little squeezy things, right? I should probably look into those again. That would probably make me drink more water. Doesn't know you are out of a fast and makes drinking water way better. Wait, what? What do you mean by that? Back when I lost 100 pounds the first time around, I intermittent fasted. I did 16/8 as well. And it was just more of a way to kind of eliminate me overeating more so than any kind of health benefits. I think 16/8 isn't long enough for you to benefit from fasting. I think you have to get up into the 20s to really get some benefits. Maybe even if it was like 18/6, I think is like the minimum, but I have no reason to do that. Christian, look at him. Now, Christian's going hardcore. He eats once between 8 and 10. So he's doing 22 off, 2 on. That's crazy. That's awesome, though, Christian. I've heard that if you can do that, the benefits are just nuts. And there's no way I could do it right now just because of the kids. But in the future, that could be a possibility. I've heard there is some good benefits behind it. Well, if 16 is the minimum, then maybe I'm getting a little bit of benefit from it because that's where I'm at. I'm doing the 16/8. I thought that was pretty minimum, though. I thought 16/8 was just kind of what people did as a standard, but maybe that's why. Maybe that's because that's how long you have to go to actually start getting some benefits. Let me clear this out real quick, by the way, so I don't accidentally hit anything. Oh, look at you throwing out kilograms at me. Let's see, 13 kg, 2 pounds. 28 pounds. That's awesome, man. I know it's always somewhere around double, so that's usually what I do as a quick estimate, but I figured I would look at the exact amount. That's awesome. You are probably a lot smaller than I am, though. So I'm looking, see, I was 250 pounds at my heaviest, and I actually lost, it was 100 pounds. I got down to 150 at one point, but I looked, I'm going to show you, I'll show you guys. So I'm sitting at 225, 226 right now. I'll just say family stress, and then we had kids, and I just completely lost track of myself after I had lost all that weight. I was going to the gym 6 times a week. I had the time to go to the gym 6 times a week. There was all kind, like, I was in such a good thing. And then we went on a cruise, actually. We went on a cruise, and I gained 17 pounds on that cruise because for 11 months, it took me 11 months to lose 100 pounds. I told myself, I'm going to just eat whatever I want on this cruise, and then when I come back, I'll get back on it. And I gained 17 pounds. My body absorbed everything. So I went from, I was 153 when we got on the cruise, and I was at 170 when we got off the cruise. And I was like, holy crap. And then I was fine. I started going back to the gym. I lost about 5 pounds. I was at like 165, and then I had a bunch of family issues pop up, and I was literally not sleeping. I wasn't going to the gym. Like everything kind of got cut off because of these issues. And then I started to just realize that I didn't realize, obviously, I just started to eat quick meals because I used to prepare my meals every Sunday. I would meal prep, and that stopped. So it started to become harder and harder for me to stay on track. And then I just kind of gave up after a little bit. And before you know it, I was back up over 200 pounds. And then we had kids. And then before you know it, I was up over 230 again. And I was like, what the heck just happened to me? And I hit 240. And I said, I said, no. I cannot not only go back to 250, which was the heaviest I've ever been, but I am not going to go. I just told myself no. I was like, I'm not getting back there. So I never really like started to diet. I just started watching how much I ate. Like I stopped snacking as much. I just didn't eat like 3 servings. I went down to like 2 servings. And it's really hard with kids. It really is. Anybody that says it isn't is just lying to you. So I'm on my way back down, but let me pull up a picture real quick and show you guys what I look like at 150. I was like super hardcore into it, and people will tell you that I went a little overboard, which I'm not going to lie, I did. I was so into it, and I was just seeing the results, and I've never had a 6-pack in my life, and I didn't even when I was at 150. But I tried putting the work in, and I was trying to get there, and then all that stuff happened, and it slipped away, and it was kind of my own fault. But yeah, let me scroll down here and see if we can find. I'm still watching CLNE here, but there's just no volume coming into it. But this time around, I'm only looking to get down to like 175, 180, and then really kind of focus on the aesthetics more so, like than the overall like the overall weight. I'm not gonna be that worried about the weight. All right. God, I can't believe I look like that. You guys aren't even gonna think it's me. Here's the picture I was looking for. So here, let me go full screen. So that was me when I was at my lightest. Absolutely crazy. Oh, geez, you guys started talking. Let me catch up. You're 6'4"? Jeez. I wish I was. I just wanted to be 6 foot. I didn't need to be like 6'4". I just wanted to be 6 foot. I'm only 5'9". I'm as close to 5'10" as you can get, but I'm not 5'10". I'm 5'9" and like 11 twelfths. Never would have guessed you're 225. Yep, I am definitely 225. I hold my weight a little bit different. I have huge thighs from playing soccer my entire life. I just have big thighs. It's just who I am. When my father died, I started gaining serious weight, and now I'm fine. I just need to get rid of the sugar addiction. Yeah, I am addicted to sugar. Well, I was. Respect for being on track to the beach pod, yeah. I dropped 105 pounds on keto and fasting without working out. Now I'm getting back into work. That is effing awesome, Thomas. I mean, I knew that you had lost a lot of weight. You had told me, but I don't think you ever told me it was 105. That's freaking awesome. That's awesome. But yeah, look at me. Do I look anything like that? Look how, I mean, my face is a little bit fat, but just look how skinny I looked. It was almost too skinny. Let me see if I can find a different picture real quick. Like here, and here's the cruise. Here's the cruise that I was talking about. You know, it's funny because I can't even remember. This is where it's the I forget what island this was. It's where the Gulf is on one side and the ocean's on the other. So we were trying to get a picture up on top because you can see both from the top of this mountain that we were on, or whatever you want to call it, hill. But yeah, that was me. I think like halfway in, you can already see that I started to fill out a little bit just from eating so much on the cruise. I say, here's another one. This was after the cruise. This is when I had already gained some weight back. I was like back up around like 175. Oops. That's my my Facebook, not the picture. So you can see I started to fill in a little bit. It's me and the wife. Let me see if I can find another one. Actually, that was on the cruise too. It was actually a dinner on the beach type thing. So that was literally the last day of the cruise. So I was probably around 170 at that point. Yeah, and as I scroll up, you can just see me getting bigger and bigger again. So yeah, here's a trip we took down to the Keys about an hour. It was like 6 months later, I want to say. And you can already see that I filled out quite a bit there. I was probably like 180, 185. But yeah, needless to say, things got out of hand. I was back up to 240. I got back down to 235 just by kind of paying attention to what I was eating. And then I said, you know what? I'm going to actually do this. And so I started keto, and that was about a week and a half ago. And we're down 9 pounds. So beard is weird. I listened to that song yesterday. It was a pretty good song. I actually liked it. Yeah, I was definitely too skinny. Everyone was telling me that, and I was like, you guys don't understand. Like, I still have fat to lose, because, like, I'd pull up my shirt, and I'd show them that I still had some fat to lose. I didn't, like, have abs or anything like that, and I was working out 6 days a week. Like, I was constantly working out, and I just couldn't get rid of that last little bit of fat. And so to me, I just kept going. I was like, no, I am not too skinny. Like, I don't even have abs. Like, get off me. But the problem is I was in such a calorie deficit trying to lose that extra weight that you could like really see it. So, and it makes sense that when I went on the cruise and ate pretty much everything, even if I was only eating like 2,500 calories, I was only eating like 1,500 calories. So to eat and trust me, I was eating probably like 4,000 calories a day on the cruise. But you can imagine how my body just started soaking all of that up. It was probably just, my body was probably like disgusting. They were probably, my body was like scavengers. They're just like, eating everything. I'd rather be chubby and start gaining muscle than be skinny and not be able to eat. Yeah. That's a lot of people. It's funny because skinny people that are like skinny by nature, they always say that. They're like, man, I'd rather have your problem, like where, you know, I can gain weight. And I'm over here, you know, and us guys that can get fat pretty easy, we're just like, oh, I wish I could just eat anything and be skinny like you. And it's so funny how that works. Who? Cassidy Campbell. Isn't it? Everyone always tells me that I look like oh, this is the guy that goes around acting like he's like super rich and calling everybody peasants. Is that who this is? I'm sitting here scrolling through it. Yeah, it is him. That's kind of funny, jerk. What was I saying right before that? Oh, a lot of people tell me that I look like Keemstar. And a lot of people in like my personal life, or well, people like friends of friends and stuff, when they meet me, they always tell me that I look like Baker Mayfield. Those are the two that I get the most: Baker Mayfield and Keemstar. My son is vacuuming with his little Dyson. It's so cute. Anybody have any questions, comments, concerns? Sorry, I kind of went on a rant there talking about my weight loss journey. Figured I'd keep you guys up there. There's really nothing else going on. Oops, sorry. Gonna get out of here in a little bit since nothing else is going on. It's a really slow day. Actually, like abnormally slow. I'm kind of glad though, because we got our issue figured out and we still got one trade in, and I don't really feel like I missed too much. And just to show you guys, CLNE, it's doing, like I said, it actually extended itself even further. It did get up there towards that 275 area, but it is starting to retrace. It's almost impossible. I wouldn't say impossible, but it's so rare that you would ever see something just go straight up, right? You're always going to get some kind of pullback. It's just a matter of when. So if you can control, like, say you tried, like, say this, you thought this was extended here on CLNE. Let's draw some lines here real quick. So say you got in at like 257 and it set this high here at 258. Well, guess what? When it breaks that 258, just jump out, right? So you lost 2 cents. Let it kind of form a top again. So say you thought the top was here at 265. It tried to pull back again, and it only got to 264. When high of day, jump out. So you were wrong twice. And so it never really extended itself again yet. So now it extends itself again up through 275. Say you get in, we'll just say like 277. Forms the top. It's coming back down. Look at that. So you lost 2 cents and 2 cents, 4 cents. You got in 277. You're already up 8 cents right here on this trade that you were right. So you made back what you made plus some. So instead of doing what I used to do where I'd enter here, it would go high day, I'd add. It would go high day again, I'd add. So now it would have to get all the way back down here towards like that second add for me to even be break even, right? Whereas if I were to just cut it responsibly every time it went high of day, it would have been good to go. And if it's a fake out, you can always jump back in if you really want to. But again, what I'm getting at is it's very rare that something will go straight up. So if it keeps extending itself, the odds are at some point it's going to pull back, right? The stock market works in waves. That's all it is. So how big the wave is, you don't know, right? So you might have thought the wave was going to be here. It wasn't. The wave was still rising. And then finally, you're getting that wave back down a little bit. Same, like if we go down to HCSG here, get the wave up, get the wave down, get the wave up, and now it's coming back down. So it's just how the market works. So that's why I try to tell everybody, if you're new, you just have to, sometimes you just have to sit here. Even if you're not trading, don't say, okay, I can't tell you for the first year of trading, which was, I just passed that not too long. Speaking of which, I need to check something. But anyways, sometimes it's so valuable to just sit here and watch charts. Just watch them. Watch how they react. Obviously, try to pick something that's a little bit faster. I just had CLNE up here because it was on the scanner. But even find some like lower floats, and you'll start to realize why you shouldn't trade lower floats the more you watch them, because they just kind of do crazy things. They don't really follow the physics per se of, you know, like normal patterns within the market. They can kind of be manipulated and do whatever they want. But you pull up something like HCSG here, and you know it's a normal float stock. It's, you know, a little bit higher priced, so you tend to get more normal reactions. And this stuff happens every day, right? So the more and more you see these same things happen over and over again, the more and more you can feel confident in trading your setups when you see them. And that's all I'm getting at with that. The other thing I wanted to check real quick was, oops, just X'd you guys out by accident. Let's pull you back up here. Right click, open, there we go. I think it was not, I think it was a little while ago. Let's see, sort by oldest. Oh, it already says 1 year ago, so let's see. So February 4th, I missed it. I missed it, guys. February 4th was my 1 year on YouTube. I totally missed it. But maybe a little happy belated for myself. But yeah, my first video that I uploaded was on February 4th, and I totally just forgot about it. Everything's been a little hectic lately, so. But yeah, that's crazy. Been on YouTube for about a year now. I've been trading for about a year and 6 months, so about a year and a half. And we're still moving forward, right? I feel like I'm finally to a point where I'm starting to learn, like actually learn. So it took me a year and a half, guys, to really have like some really, like I've had plenty of aha moments along the way. But I really feel like this last couple weeks, just going through everything that I was going through, that I'm really having like some major like light bulb type moments. And I'm like, I think we're on the right path to move forward now. So it's a good thing, right? Some people will tell you, you know, it took them 3 years to get to where they were, you know, where they are now. Some people even tell you it took 6+ years, right? It's all a journey. We all work at different paces. It's about finding your strengths and your weaknesses, figuring them out, making rules, making strategies that apply to those rules. And that's that, right? There's 1,000 different ways to make money in this market. So you need to find yours. I think I found mine, and we're going to try to perfect it now, right? It took me a year and a half to really say, okay, I think I found my strategy. And now it's time to try to perfect it, right? That's crazy. If you would have told me when I first started it was going to take me a year and a half just to figure out the way that I wanted to trade, I probably would have been like, screw this. I don't want to do this. But that's where the love of the market comes in as well. Like, you have to actually like doing this. If you don't like doing it, you're only here for the money, it's probably not going to work out too well, because you're going to get too anxious, and you're going to want to be making money too quickly, too soon. And it's just probably not going to happen. You're going to maybe force trades, and you're going to FOMO into trades and stuff like that. And it's probably not going to turn out very well. Christian said, I'm still long CSGP. Let's take a look. Stop at 725.20. Wait, you're long? But your stop is at 725.20? I'm confused because it's under that. Oh, you're already out. Got you. So you stopped out. Wait, so... Oh, okay. Man, sometimes it's hard to read these charts because the range on them is, like, crazy. Thanks, Thomas. Appreciate that. But I think with that said, guys, if you have any additional questions or comments, feel free to jump in the Discord. I'll link that in the chat. I'm going to get out of here. I'll start editing the video while I make lunch. Just the one quick trade on LSCC. Let's go over it real quick, and then I'll jump out of here. So LSCC, it didn't pop up on the scanner. I just saw everyone kind of talking about it, and I saw it pop up on the tracker anyways as we were dealing with the scanner issue that we created. And we ended up nailing the top there. We felt it out. We had that key area looking for it to bust through. So we kind of risked off of it. And if it didn't want to come back through, we were looking to add to this. We were, but the spread got really bad once we were in the trade. So we just kind of let it do its thing, and we ended up playing the drop. We were looking for this previous resistance that it set in the after hours yesterday and the pre-market today around 21. Plus VWAP was coming right up to that area. So we decided to put our order just above that, and we got our fill. And I was happy about it, right? It was a pretty good trade just for a starter size. Not going to complain. And that was our only trade for today. So, what did Aaron say there real quick? Hi, just a new subscriber. What's up, Aaron? Appreciate the subscription, man. Feel free, again, to jump in the Discord, ask any questions. Always feel free to ask questions here on the live stream. Unfortunately, just not now because I'm getting out of here. But yeah, Discord is the best way to reach me. You could also find me on Twitter, or when I do post my videos, you can just leave a comment or a question underneath those, and I answer all of them anyway. So feel free to do that as well. So until tomorrow morning, guys, like and subscribe. I always appreciate that support. If you have any questions or comments, leave those down below when the video processes. Discord, Twitter, all that stuff I just said, and I will see you tomorrow. Peace.